Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to my Let's Play episode 91 of none other than Torment Tides of Numenera, however you say that. Alrighty then. Okay. Last time, Space Change 2. Yeah, we gotta teleport these other locations, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Code location you already know, enter the code, some other, press one of the buttons with an arrow on it. It's button randomly, press center hex button. Code. No, not some other. Yeah, we have to go to these. Code and first cast off tomb. I guess we'll just work our way down them. Basically. Press 3431. The code marker gave you. As you press each button, a symbol illuminates a surrounding hex. When the fourth hex illuminates, a field of energy forms around you, and you feel the same tight sucking sensation at your gut. Let's just work our way down them. Okay, this is going to be a bit easier. Some of these are quite small. I expect there needs to be huge rooms each one. Because these are the other rooms, so you can't access them right now.
Yeah, that's something I could do.
What? What stuff here? These statues are all of the same person. The first cast-off, presumably, each of them wears a different mask. This frieze appears to have been defaced. Frieze. There are two figures facing each other in anger, but it's impossible to make out any more than that.
All right.
Oh, sure, it did something. The carvings here, even, not caverns, the little posh carvings, here display two figures standing side by side on a crag overlooking a platoon with a wide disc at its center. The scene is familiar. A wave of dizziness envelopes you. You steady yourself against the rough stone. You steady, okay? This does not help. The memory flows out through the stone in rumbling pulses, overtaking your senses. Yes, this scene is familiar, because you experienced it firsthand when you rebuilt your mind in the labyrinth. And now here the full memory awaits you. So come to it. The memory of that long day pours past you. Cold as melting snow, you direct the first cast-off's gaze towards the resource-rich plateau where Malavast will one day stand. You ignore the laughter in her eyes when your own constructions turn on you and make the necessary repairs, and then the rush of time slows as she makes her way up a moss-hung path towards you, her eyes bright behind the mask. I have something to show you, she says. You follow her to a deactivated portal. I've got it working, she says. The doorway exists in two places at once, here and on the other side, once you align them. She lays her hands and forehead against the stone, as through worshipping the thing, your lip curls involuntarily, but you can't fault the results. Portal activates, entering the swelling glow of the first cast-off's tattoo beneath your mask. The flood of memory slows to a trickle, leaving you back in your body. You look at the mural. Could that be the way to open the portal? Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, then I'm definitely not the first cast-off that I keep claiming to be. I was with the first cast-off. She lays her hands against it as through worshiping the thing. Your lip curls of only, but you results. Portal like face entering the well and glow. The first cast-off's tattoo beneath her mask. Now it's snow. You direct the first cast-off's gaze towards the resource. Yeah, so I'm someone who's with the first cast-off. Is it going to be the same stuff? Your figures are faded. You still make out a few necessary details with the help of the memory you saw in the labyrinth. The frieze depicts the changeling god and the first cast-off, overlooking the site of the male averse. They are side by side, not master and servant, but equal. Ooh, wait a minute. Changeling god and first cast-off. Remember, I claimed to be the changeling god, didn't I? Maybe I am then. But they've got the first cast-off and the changeling god, but instead of the god and the cast-offs are from him, and being, you know, his servants, like I thought, maybe the changeling god is equal to his first cast-off. Maybe the first cast-off and him are equal. And am I the true god then? Should have think your lip curls were vaunting for photo results. The portal activates. First cast off sight beneath a mask. See her mask. You ignore the laughter in the eyes when your uncle shuts turn on you and this repairs, and then the rush of time slows as she makes her way up Mosquew's path. Eyes brighten behind the mask. You direct the first cast-off's gaze towards. So I'm telling the first cast-off to look over there. I think I maybe am a changeling god then. My character is. Closer at the faces, you notice something interesting. The first cast-off shown wearing a mask, as you remember. The changeling god's face is chipped in places, as though someone tried to damage the freeze but failed. Huh.
I'm ready.
Beyond an array of colliding, jagged edges and mangled corpses make up this frieze, it's not quite clear wherever the artist was inspired, drunk or insane. A battlefield is depicted here, and that much is certain, but the amount of detail is staggering, and it isn't immediately apparent what the artist was trying to convey. Examine the frieze. First detail you notice is the fortress standing out from the wall in bold relief. Many of the soldiers shown are pouring through the Sunken Gate. Every one of their faces shows a different emotion. Elegant rage, terror. Elegant? I don't know what is rage, terror, what they are. But it is the jagged edges seemingly raised at random that pull your attention down to the bottom right of the piece. There lies the first cast-off of the changeling dog, mortally wounded. And yeah, so that's that woman. So she's the first cast-off, and I think I'm the changeling god. Dying alone as the vision reality snaps shut around her like teeth. Examine it again. So again, you see soldiers pouring. Is the same stuff? No.
Go. I'll remember that.
On the builder's trail. Does look pretty neat. Because look, that's her and then someone's getting stabbed. Or is that the changeling god who's supposed to be me and that's her getting killed? Stark letters have been carved into the rock above with a steady hand. Sharp memories emerge at the sight of the masked figure in the labour and the first cast off. Okay, so that is the first cast off. Countless footsteps have worn a track to and apparently into this mural. This is a gateway of some kind, but you can see no way of opening it. Madra must not have known that the portal would be closed, so she would have said something. Whoever deactivated it must have done so recently. You look around the area, maybe examining the environment will give you some sort of clue. It's with the tattoo. Put it against the door like you saw the first doing in your memory. You lay your hands on the cold stone at the first cast off once dead. Press your forehead against the morale. The skin around your tattoo crawls and burns, but even with your eyes clenched shut, you feel the air of the tomb stirring. Holy fudge. I was not expecting that. Guess we'll come back here. Guess we'll come back here in a bit and finish the other stuff off. I was not expecting that.
I'll remember that.
What was this? Sanctuary. There's portals in places. Bird's Trail. Parik and the woman is dressed. What was that? Caught entry and lock Mount Avast. Is dressed in functional gloves clothing. Her hair is short and her face is muscular and tense. You recognise her instantly from Tasmura Parareca. She chews on the inside of her cheek before she speaks. Must admit, I'm surprised you made it. You realise by breaking open the portal lock, you made our sanctuary more vulnerable to the sorrow. But you probably don't care about the results of your actions, do you? Your blundering pals beside the crimes of your creator, of course. I'm heading out to stop more of them. Huh? Your blundering pals beside the crimes of your creator. Okay, so she thinks I'm just a cast off too then. I think I am the actual real king, the real god. What did you mean when you said I made this sanctuary more vulnerable? I know you. I know what you did in Karen. This one. There are rumours the sorrow actively has increased recently. I don't buy the stories, but many of them do. She points a thumb behind her to the other cast-offs. Your brothers and sisters, your family, even if the sorrow isn't more active, it's still active. And they came here to be safe. The hell over here, what? Did you think the portal was sealed against you alone, or did you think about anything but your desire? We sealed it for a reason, but I suppose you consider yourself too important. As it may, I have important information to share. Do you care what I think? I had my reasons for getting in here. Just need to ask you a few questions to share. Not with me. I'm not interested in what you have to say. Frankly, I have a great deal of work waiting for me. If you want to express your delight in your new life or share a moment of happy fantasy with your siblings, I suggest you could talk to Aldous. She will give you the validation you seem to require. I know you. I know what you did to Cow Village. Oh, Malcolm told you? What surprise. She's generally so quiet about her feelings. She adjusted her swell belt. Karen was a pity and tragedy, but it had to happen that way. I've been a warrior for most of my centuries. I know about making sacrifices in service of a higher ideal. I've stopped losing sleep over them. Live long enough, and you understand. Sacrifice, some might call them war crimes, and you're a monster. Had to happen that way. What about letting the villagers survive? Good strategy requires careful and objective decision. Making actions were right. Let's survive. Do you realise what we lost that night? Do you realise what we gained? You weren't there. You never even met me before. But you think to judge my actions of 200 years ago? The stakes here are more important than a few monsters. We're fighting for our survival and damned infant. And I won't let you moralise at me while I'm trying to save your life. She said she had a message for you but couldn't get in. It's crimes you committed. That one. Well, how very useful of you. Next time I want someone informed that I have a message for them but cannot send it, I know who I'll come to. She gives you the most patronising smile you've ever seen. It's like she practiced. Right, where are you heading now? I need to find Master Nancy here. How's that our create committed? Do you want the full? Literally, ask someone else, because I haven't got the year to spare. The worst one is that he had plans to kill us, to sacrifice us to save his life. First found out and took a stand to stop him. The first found out. But she's dead now. We're stuck with me commanding in her memory, and meanwhile, sycophants and lickspittles work for him, for the privilege of being destroyed. For some inconceivable reason, they've put their faith in the man who dropped us into a world of pain. Selves who work for Chains and Dog, maybe they believe in the salvation that he offers. Might be. They're not idiots in most other things. It's true, but to everyone with eyes, it's clear that he's lying to them. He's leading them into death because he's too frightened to face himself. What were the plans? To offer our lives in a mad sacrifice to stop the sorrow. He doesn't care about us. He doesn't care about anyone but himself. Tell me again how to change the plan to kill us all. Sorrow. How did the first die? She chews her cheek a moment as she lived, sacrificed herself for our lives. Let me ask you something else. She says, express whatever. Where are you heading now? Back to endless battle. I've been leading our side against the forces of the coward ever since the first died. Her jaws tense. Before you ask, my side, the side of the first, we're in a struggle to survive, to protect ourselves against our father's plan. The other side, they want him to win. You want more details? Get them from someone else. Here, I've got a war to fight.
Making a note.
Was received. Her eyes narrow. No one has seen Mara in over a decade. Some might know where he is. Talk to her. Voices softened. Aldris might be the best of us. Treat her well, or I'll be sure you pay in blood and pain. Don't let me keep you any longer. I have one more thing to say to you, and I want you to mark it carefully. The Changeling God, the coward, intends to kill us all. If you meet him, don't trust him. He's going to ruin us as surely as the sorrow. She turns and strides. I wish you success, but well, the world has a way of disappointing us all. Whoa, that was weird. So I guess I can go back to stuff I need to do. Have a look at this stuff though. There's traces of sand in this teleport pad, and it's far warmer than the sanctuary's temperature. It smells of sea, water, and bone. It's not active right now. This air above this teleport pad is musty and smells like the entrails of some dead beast. It's unclear how Pirate made it work because it's not functioning for you. The air around the teleporter pad is hot and smells of sulfur. You can see how to make it function, however. You can't, sorry.
Here we go then.
How big is this place? I hope it's not too big. Reasonable. Should probably upgrade them from actually 50 minutes late in this episode here. Please like, subscribe, and tune in next week and share the video. And we'll upgrade them next week. Or level them, whatever word you want to use. We'll do it next week. See you next week. Bye.